Programming languages, they are what we use to create all these cool things, cool tech, our computers, phones, and make our life easier. But which one should you learn? Which one is the best and which one is the easiest to learn? I'll be covering all that in this video. Stay tuned. What's up? If you are new here, welcome. My name is Faisal and I'm a software engineering student based in Russia. And today we'll be covering which programming language should you learn, whether you are new or you are looking to pick up a new language. First, before we start, let's address one issue. A programming language is just a tool. What you should need to know is the problem you need to solve and how to solve it. When you know that, you will know which programming language you should pick or which one you should learn. Let me give you an example. This is a pen. If you give this to someone who's not literate, who doesn't know how to write, it's useless because he cannot use it. So the same goes for programming language. If you know what the problem is and how to solve it, then the rest will be easy. Learning the language won't be that much of a hassle. And with that out of the way, let's start by categorizing the programming language according to which problem you're trying to solve. I'll be categorizing them according to web development, front end and back end, game development, mobile app development, machine learning and AI, and desktop applications. The first one is web development. And if you are going for this, then it's obvious what you need to learn first is HTML and CSS. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the language that the content on the web is written in. And then CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheet, which is used to style the content on the web. Then comes JavaScript. This is the language that all browsers depend on. All browsers are built upon JavaScript. Is what makes every web page dynamic, and is the only front-end development language. It has a lot of frameworks and libraries. I think every day a new JavaScript framework comes out because there are just too many. But the main ones are Angular, Vue, React, and Node. And there are a lot of other minor frameworks depending on what you're trying to use it for. The next is back-end development, which is still under web development, and for this you can still also use JavaScript. There are frameworks like Node.js and Express.js which are built for back-end development. But if you are going a different route than JavaScript, then you can pick up something like Python, Java, or PHP, or even Ruby, which are all for back-end development. The next is game development, and for this, even though there are a lot of other languages that can be used for game development, the two major ones are C++ and C#. C++ goes along with the Unreal Engine, and C# goes along with the Unity engine. You might be familiar with C# since it is owned by Microsoft and uses the .NET application. And then comes mobile app development. And this is where we have some of the new boys in town, the new and upcoming programming languages. But some of the older ones include Java, Swift, Go, and Kotlin. Kotlin, I think, is not that old, but it's still relatively old compared to some of the other ones, which are Flutter and React Native. If you are going for any Android development, then what you are gonna need is Java and Kotlin. But if you are going for iOS, then you definitely have to go with Swift, which is made by Apple for Apple and to Apple developers. And you might want to go into hybrid mobile app development, which in that case you will need something like Flutter or React Native. These are the two newest programming languages currently. The next is machine learning and AI. For this, we can still use some of the languages mentioned earlier, such as Python, even JavaScript, and C++. But also, this is a sector that contains some of the oldest programming languages in the world, which include Lisp, Haskell, Scala, and Julia. Lastly, we have desktop applications, and for this, there are no specific languages that are solely used for desktop applications. Most of the languages mentioned earlier are also used, such as Python, C#, C++, and obviously Swift. These are just some of the programming languages you should look into when trying to break into the tech industry or trying to learn a new programming language. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the programming language is just a tool. What you really need to know is what problem you need to solve and how to solve it, and then you can pick one language from the sector and learn it. And that's it for this video. Hope you liked it, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new. And if you like this video, you might want to check out this video where I talked about whether you should read a book or learn a course when taking a new programming language. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you next time.